He speaks and teaches all over the world, and he was recently featured in a new movie with Bob Proctor from The Secret and Brian Tracy. He is also an avid rock climber and an adventure racer. He's also a very good friend and one of the most sincere, honest, sweetest people I've ever met. Him and his fiancée, I'm in love with them. I want to marry you guys. Can I marry you guys? I just love you two so much. Please welcome Matt Brauning. Woo!
Bonnie wrote the last part, if you can't tell. So, wow. We have a dozen people. Good evening, everybody. Are you freaking kidding me? It's the pasta, right? Let's try it one more time. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Okay, you're new at this. So let me give you a little coaching. Is that okay if I give you a little coaching? Just a little bit. I know you're really intelligent. The correct answer is yes, it is. Everybody got it? Good evening, everybody.
Yes, it is.
No, do you know why? Because today is a very interesting evening. Tonight we're going to start to delve into, I don't know, what I call the fabric of reality. You ever looked around and wondered what makes what we see? What makes what we're looking at any given time? Have you ever wondered that, Diane? Yeah. Who here has ever seen The Matrix? Anyone seen The Matrix before? Oh, come on. Who has not seen The Matrix? It's okay. I warned you months ago, Karen. Go see it if you haven't seen it. So if you haven't seen it, you probably know what it's about, right? Yes. Now, why are we even talking about this in the first place? See, you can understand what the fabric of reality is made of, but what's the point? The point is, if you're here, if you got invited by a Connie or one of us or whomever did, you're probably here for a few different reasons. Maybe you want to increase something in your life. Maybe your levels of prosperity, wealth, abundance. Anyone want more money? Anybody? Good? Me too. Maybe you want to increase your levels of passion, love, and your deep relationships, or you're looking for one of them. Anyone in that boat? Good? Less passion? No. Maybe you want to increase your levels of health, energy, vitality, vibrance. If that's you, you want to listen to my very good friend Arnaud is coming up next. Listen to that. Maybe you want to decrease some things in your life. Maybe you want to decrease, I don't know, the time you spend to get your money, the hours you put in, toiling along. Anyone down to decrease the hours, right? Maybe you want to decrease, I don't know, the weight you're carrying around. Anyone here want to donate some extra pounds back to the universe? Okay. Release the Italian dinner. Not now, that'll be later when you go home. That's exactly what I'm going to go through in the next 8 minutes or so. You see, I have a challenge because the shortest seminar I ever do is like 20 hours. And if you've been with me at any of the advanced courses, we go much longer than that. 60, 70 hours over 4 days sometimes. So needless to say, I talk a lot. And so this is one of my biggest challenges. When I first learned how to even talk in the first place, my biggest challenge when I was a kid was even talking because everyone said I was such a shy kid. And if you ask my mother today, people don't believe I'm shy, but if you ask her, she comes to my seminars every once in a while when I'm in town, and she'll tell people how shy I was and I would never talk, and I just would never say anything to anybody, and they think she's lying to them. I know. For a reason, because what goes into our reality, coming back to that a second now, what goes into our reality are usually set principles. What goes into our reality are set paradigms of how the world works. And when you go to see a teacher, professor, I lecture sometimes at universities, or I go in and I remember I spoke to a whole group of networking mothers. They're all working networking businesses, all mothers, and they were expecting a loving, caring, happy, kind of thing. And I started, swearing at them and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And the first look was, huh? But after that, for the first time, I saw these ladies getting engaged, right? Because the nervous system told them, wait a second, this doesn't happen. When I listen to a teacher or someone who's supposed to show me something, I'm not supposed to hear things like that. So just in case I want to jolt your nervous system and freak you out, it's okay. You can turn around. You can do whatever you want. This is your world. So The Matrix. The Matrix.
I haven't seen it.
You have not seen The Matrix, Brian? Consultant?
No.
Why have you not?
Not enough time, perhaps. I have no idea. This is what I'm trying to rid myself
We'll
of.
come back to the problem of not enough time. We'll come back to that because I can't let you off the hook, consultant. All right.
Thank you, speaker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, it's not on my name tag.
Well,
So here's the thing. In the movie, you know what it's about, don't you?
I have no idea.
You've never heard about it?
I have the foggiest.
All right, hang on. Let's tell a little story, shall we? The Matrix. If you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful story. It's a metaphor, isn't it? It's a metaphor about the fact that the world was run by robots. Remember that? The world's run by robots, and what we're seeing in the world here is not really what we're seeing. See, what we're seeing in the world is just, they're programmed, downloaded to our brains. Now, that's so far-fetched because that's not even close to reality, right? Because what we really see, hear, feel, smell, taste isn't, it is real, right? Well, what I mean is this. When I look out and see something, there's an objective reality and there's a subjective reality. Objective simply means we can all agree on some things, can't we? We all agree that that table is a table, true? More or less. We all agree the chair is a chair. We all agree I'm ridiculously good looking. We all agree that the dinner was... No, I'm just kidding. We all agree on certain things, right? That's obviously not agreeable. We all agree on certain things. That's objective reality. The question, though, is the other parts. Is that a large table or a small table? Was this a delicious glass of wine or an okay glass of wine? Is $20? Thank you very much. I take tips. Is $20 a lot of money or a little bit of money? That's the reality that we're really talking about. Because when you look at things, they're going to tell you certain things. But where do we come up with these things? You see, we filter everything we see. You guys would agree with that, wouldn't you? Yes. We filter things. So what I mean real quickly is this. Imagine like the Mars rover. The little spaceship deal guy going along Mars, and he's going around, he's picking up rocks and things like that and dirt samples. Well, the Mars rover is, using the data collection devices, right? There's a camera to see things. If there was auditory in space, they'd probably be listening to things, but there's not. The kinesthetic, the touching, they're picking up rocks and testing little materials and whatnot. But I got to ask you a question. Are the people at NASA back at home that are looking at it through the viewer, are they actually experiencing Mars? Yes or no? Which one? No. Which one? No. I think you know that. I'm asking easy questions. So it's no, right? Well, the same thing happens with us. We're not really experiencing the Earth, the world. We're experiencing it as a data collection device. So when I see something, there's 7 layers of visual processing that happens before we see anything. Did you know that? Like, for instance, when I see, have you ever done this before? You're walking down in your backyard or out somewhere, and you see an obvious snake, and snake! And then you look at it closer, and it's like a garden hose. A stick, we're like, spider, oh my God, it's a spider. And then it just ends up, it was a little cobweb, or a little something hanging around. You guys, who's ever done that before? Anyone? Right? That's the first layer of visual processing. You see, that layer is all about just recognizing a shape, okay? So that shape tells us fight or flight. Is this safe or is it dangerous? So stick, that's like snake. That fits into dangerous category. So we run and we stay protected, right? Now, I know none of you would ever run automatically to stay protected from anything else besides a snake, would you? I know none of you would do that, but I'm sure you can notice maybe some friends of yours or people you know in other places besides this restaurant that maybe certain things like relationships or being wealthy or that kind of thing, that might trigger that same response, would it not?